Hello. Today I'd like to do a video on the KKK. I've done a chart, the natal chart for the KKK. Let's see if I can get that in the camera. And as you can see, I've taken copious amounts of notes on it. And I'm looking at it because I'm feeling like right now what we're coming into is that the KKK and the Black Lives Matter movement and the election are converging upon a place and time where we could see things really get exciting. So what I would like to do is go ahead and do an astrology type spread using my After Tarot, which is like a Rider-Waite, but it's called the After Tarot and I'm just going to take the 12 cards for the wheel after I get it shuffled enough to feel like it's sorted itself out, so that we can kind of get a feel for what's happening. Now, part of the reason that I feel like there's even a reason to look is that I live in a community of tiny homes, and in this community, it's kind of a white privileged place. And of course, I'm not saying people who live tiny are white privileged. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that in the place that I'm at, that is maybe more of the case. Some of the things some of the amount of money that it takes to have some of the things that these people have is pretty high end, and it's very much white privilege. And I'm seeing covertly a lot of energy that I would think is like KKK. They're not meeting in the middle of the night in their robes. They're hanging out where I live, some of them anyway. So what I want to know is, how is this going to unfold as we go forward? We have this energy of an election. I think it's safe to say that that our country right now is being led by somebody that they feel, the KKK and Nazi organizations, I think they feel that that's their man, and that he sees the point from their point of view. And of course, I think we all know that in some ways, for those of us, I mean, myself, I say this, I'm going to say this because I think it's sadly true. I voted for Obama. And I voted for Obama because I felt like in my heart of hearts, he was the most appropriate candidate. And I think I voted for him the first time, and the first time I was very excited because we have a black president. That is historic. That is how beautiful. We have elected a black man as a president. And I thought, my goodness, we as a society have just done this really incredible leap into this new time, and we're going to be a new people because we did this. I had no idea the backlash we were going to have over that. And then when Obama won again, well, I actually did not vote for him the second time, and I did not vote for him because I felt like I just couldn't see how how he could be supported a second term. It seemed like his support, they weren't appointing judges, they were just making everything kind of on the less than, they weren't being helpful to him in any way. They were acting like he was evil and they needed to resist him in every possible way. So I didn't see the point of voting for someone that was going to only be resisted and not allowed to do his job. So, but I liked him, and I was actually grateful when he won again, because I felt like he was a good president. I felt like he represented us. But as I say, I didn't vote for him the second time, because why would I want to put somebody in an office where he's largely going to be harmed by the people that are around him to support him? So now I'm going to count the number of cards. I need 12 of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I need one more. So yes, I voted for Obama, but I never did exactly understand that the result of that vote, not my vote, but and largely the people voted him in, was going to be utter and ridiculous backlash. I believe that we have the president that we have right now as a result of people feeling like, particularly white people, that their freedoms were being put to a halt because suddenly there was a competent black man whom they did not feel they had any ability to follow, was at the helm. Now, did we make progress and take several steps backwards? I think we did make progress, actually. And I think no one can undo what Obama did. I don't think he can be undone. I think he'll go down as a president historically that had enough dignity to teach us all some very important lessons. And I'm grateful we had Obama. And I'm disgusted that we have Trump. I'm just disgusted. So with that, I'm going to begin. And in their first house, so we were going to kind of go around the chart. And I'm going to kind of explain to you in the various houses what I'm seeing. And that's a physical house, how you see yourself and others. And this house for the KKK, it comes in Taurus. And basically the card is a Page of Cups. Hello, we're here, we're brand new. We're going to do some stuff. We want to make sure that you all understand the rules. And so we're going to bring forward this piece of information. Okay, so, this is like the beginning of their development. And a page is like a teenager. It's an idea, kind of maybe a little younger minded idea. So, and it starts out more or less saying that the ideas of this particular group are of a lower mind. It is an immature, undeveloped kind of energy and thought process that they engage themselves in. In their second house of how income, feelings, their talents, how they present themselves. Well, they get that they're a group that they see themselves as international. They see themselves as a group from here and from afar. They see themselves as having several branches, and I think they do. I think that right now, I'm thinking that the Nazi type of groups and the KKK type of groups, that they are organizing, and that they see themselves as coming together for this particular time, for a particular purpose. Okay, in the third house of communication and intellect, that is in Leo, so it is kind of an aggressive. Leo energy can be kind of out there, kind of egotistical, kind of, in your face. I'm a Leo, so sometimes I can be pretty, what is viewed as egotistical. So that group is for the large part, kind of an egotistical kind of group. in their third house of communication and lower intellect, they get the hangman. Like they're just not like their principles, their ideas, who they are. You know, it's just really, um, it's not necessarily translating to as large a group of people as they'd like. They're kind of in a position where, you know, they have a limited ability to reach us. Because they really are in the lower intellect. I think that that's very true. I think anytime that you want to limit your information, your input, you're saying, I want to remain dumb. I don't want to know anything more. I just want to keep my information simple. Thank you. And I think that that's what this card's saying. Is I just want to hang in there with what I know, and I don't want to have it expanded really. You know, I'll just hang out up here, and I'll just keep everything the way it is. You know, never mind the fact that my brains are spilling out onto the ground. That's okay. I don't mind that. Okay, so there you go. There's some ideas about it. And in our fourth house of the mother, the family, home, we get the Queen of Cups. This is in Virgo, and I think that that their idea of the family is they want to put a lid on it. They want to have the family, instead of it being the queen with the loving cup that has more information, they want to put in the cup the white person, and they want her to hold that white cup for her, for the white people and the white people only. And that isn't a realistic goal. That is just, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a world where everybody was look like me, thought like me, talk like me. How would I learn? How would I grow? How would I become a spiritually whole person with that? I couldn't be. That's not the way this works. Okay, and in the house of children and a creative drama, arts, well, it's heartbreak. It's heartbreak because right now their behavior is they want to just come right in the middle of families. They want to come right in the middle of children. They don't really care. This isn't a group that has any regard for your feelings whatsoever. There is no feeling for your heartbreak, none whatsoever. And when it comes to your children and your family, they want to break your heart. They want to come in and they want to harm you. And they have a lot of energy that's dramatic and designed to be dangerous. In their sixth house, their health, work, change, research, they've got their Saturn cycle, which means their limitations, okay? And it is in their intellect, in their Libra, that they are experiencing limitations, which then takes us back to the third house where it's limited intellect. What do you know? Okay, so in their sixth house, we're getting that they have some limitations, and it's their thinking. Their thinking is limited. What do you know? And here we go. The Eight of Swords. They're tied up by their own doing. They put themselves in a situation where their message doesn't work. Whoever they think they are, whatever they think they're doing, it isn't working. None of us buy it. We're not buying. We know about them. We're not buying. Okay? In the seventh house, your friends, partners, your motivations, they have, basically death, or actually seventh house, sorry. Basically what they have here is they have the Aquarius energy, that universal energy, and look what they get for that Aquarian energy. They want this to be what they call a humanitarian cause, that goes everywhere. But it's delusion. It's illusion and delusion. It's based upon some thinking. Well, It's of a lower mind. It's of a lower intellect. It's not, it isn't intelligent, not at all. Okay, and then we've got the 8th house. Okay, and that is that is death. And it goes back to short journeys. And what we see here is the moon. Their organization is attempting to sell us a lie. They're trying to send down something. And notice the crab. I mean, it's like they have to maintain this very hard exterior to remain safe. So, you know, are they so all that? No, no. And in fact, I think that it's very possible that, yeah, they crawled out from underneath their rock. You know, they came up from the depths, and here we are. But they have to maintain a hard shell to get through because, well, 66% of this population is not buying. Okay, they're just not buying, and you cannot sell that 66% of the population has it wrong, and this 33% that comes from on high is looking to bring us some secrets and delusion and illusion and a number of other things and wipe out black people, that's okay. No, we're not buying. This is a death of this particular energy. But it's going to be an explosive death. I don't want people to think that this is just going to go away and it isn't a big deal. In fact, I would rather, if I had the ability to influence you right now, to maybe not go to Black Lives Matter movements, but instead get together with small groups of people and meditate and send energy to the earth, to your fellow humans, to do other things that are of a peaceful nature that do not put you at any risk. Because I see some cruelty coming no matter what. And until this administration is gone, and who knows what the change looks like. I can't say, neither can you. No one can. But until that change is made, we don't know anything right now. What we know is we know nothing. Okay? In our 9th house, okay, they have no, they have no, this is for us. We have strength. In our 9th house, we have high-minded energy. We see them. We are aware of them. We're watching. And our 9th house is of a higher-minded energy. It is of that greater, that humanitarian energy. The 10th house, the moral, the altruism of their group. Well, they get the 10 of Cups. They get the happy family. They think what they're doing is morally right. They think that what they have to offer is going to create a better America. Not so much. Our 11th house, deep psychological, their need for group approval, their need to never forget. What do they get? They get the 6 of Cups. Again, thinking that they're creating this utopian society, that they are, in a psychological way, creating this celebratory family life. In the 12th house, impulses and digging deep. The Queen of Swords. And I think the Queen of Swords, in this sense, I think in some ways when this particular election cycle comes to an end, I think what they're going to find is that they need to crawl back under their rock. And they probably will continue to have some, I would say that there will continue to be energy coming from this current administration, but more of an underground kind of movement. It'll kind of go back to where it was at before it became what it is I think it is going to go back to a state of silence. But it's not going to go away, and at least not at this time. But I'm hopeful for the future. I'm hopeful that enough people, I find it interesting that what it gets down to is that 33% of our population in the United States feels that being a homogenous country with only one kind of people is normal, and that the politicking during a pandemic, mind you, is that all of this is being done to get rid of one person. That is not so. There is no way it could be so. And that's very narcissistic. And I'm wondering, because like-minded follow like-minded. I'm wondering if somewhere along the way we developed an illness called narcissism, and that we failed to recognize that illness because, well, not everybody's got it. It looks like about 33% of our population is suffering from a disease called narcissism and hate. And I think that we need to see this, people. We need to see this, and we need to be willing to look each other in the face and say, no, thank you. That's not for me, and I won't support it. We are in the majority. We're not in the minority. And I'm glad to see that. But it is time for those of us who are the majority to say, yes, I voted for Obama. I don't feel embarrassed or ashamed of myself for voting my conscience. That does not make me some horrible name. It just makes me a human, having a human experience in a political situation that I have to make a decision in. And I hope in the future that how we vote changes, how we see our candidates changes, that we become an inclusive and capable of having a variety of types of people in our lives. With that, I thank you. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And if you would like to have a reading, an astrology reading, or a tarot reading, or an astrology tarot reading, please go to www.twiggy.com, twiggie.com, and you can book your readings at my website. And I thank you for joining me here today.